The reason behind it, this is in continuation, this is continued from the last video. The reason behind it. If you know the beginning, the middle, and the end of each person's story, start from the beginning, you can't skip and everything. Okay, I gotta get off this topic. Alright, let's get back to this. We'll talk about everything like that later, hopefully. Alright, now let's see. Intellect. Intellect is smartness, you know, wisdom and stuff. Smart and wisdom. You gotta be smart, you gotta have wise, you know. Let me go further in that, into detail. Wisdom comes from knowledge. Knowledge comes from wisdom. Wisdom does not just come from age, it comes from interaction, you know, being there in and out, experience, you know, experience that certain thing that leads you to that wisdom. Knowledge, similar thing, but you don't have to actually experience it. Not exactly. Sometimes knowledge can be passed from others, you know, like books or whatever, you know, stories. The story of our lives. Our lives are stories. Oh, man. All right. To be wise is to also have knowledge of that wisdom. To have knowledge is to be knowledgeable of the wisdom that you have, or something like that. I'm trying to get with this. Try to stay with me on this. Intellect. You got to be intelligent in order to, you know, have an intellect. If you're smart, well, basically everyone's smart in their own way. Believe it or not, if you actually give someone a chance, they can give you the runaround. And most of the time it might be good. You might actually realize stuff. You might actually have a mind opener, you know, a mind blown sort of thing. You know, sort of moment. Yeah. Think about it. You might notice something that nobody else does. Alright, so everybody knows everybody knows something, you know, something that might be true, might be false, it might be real, it might be not. Who knows? You don't know unless you know, and if you don't know, you can't know. You don't know until you know. You don't know if you don't know, or something like that. Anyways, you get the point. So try to get to know it. Interact. You know, interact with each other and interact with yourself. Like Stan Lee said once, and he's really good at what he did. He was genius, man. Like he said once, enough said. You'll figure it out, hopefully. Interact. Now let's get with that. Interact with each other, you know, just get involved, you know, help each other out, you know. Just talk, for crying out loud. Talk. Not just through technology, with each other. You know, be in the now, be in the physical. You can be right there, but you can also move forward. And you can also look behind in order to know how to move forward and to be in the now. Think about it. All right. Invite. That's the I section, by the way, all of that. Invite yourself and invite each other, invite others. When you invite yourself, you're inviting yourself into life. And I don't mean invite yourself into a party sort of thing. Unless someone would actually approve of that. And you gotta read the room again. And also read people, read yourself. Catch yourself before you break yourself. Catch yourself before you fall. You don't want to wreck yourself or break yourself or fall, You gotta catch it. You gotta be aware of yourself and be aware of others. Invite each other. Invite each other into anything that involves you and others, You gotta invite. If you don't invite, then you're alone. Whether it's outside or inside, outside of the world or outside of the world. No, outside the world or outside of the world. Yes, how are we going with that? Anyways, and inside you, your heart, your mind. You gotta invite. You gotta let some trust, let some truth, and let certain things through those doors. Hopefully you'll be able to stick with me on this. But remember, an invitation has to be given and taken. You can't force it. You have to know when and how and where. I can tell you about that, but not yet. Invite a friend and family. Wow. Parties, yes. Invite people to parties, interactions, just festivities. Invite. Just, it's good. Invite. Got some, I keep getting something in my. Just invite. It means that you're reaching out, to someone. That you're actually reaching out metaphorically and emotionally and maybe even physically, to just give them an invitation. Or they to you. Think about it. An invitation to just express, to just feel, to be there for someone, Send an invite entirely, or even an actual card. An invite card. Even if it's just for whatever, And it doesn't have to be just for a party. It can be many things. If you're the romantics, if you want to be romantic, just send an invite by actually buying a card, writing stuff down that's meaningful to them or to you or whatever. Heck, even if you're right within 5 feet of each other, give the card. And yeah, it might help. Make something funny out of it, Pranks read the room. Pranksters read the emotions of the person. You have to know how they'll react. But if you want to make that person laugh, if you want to make it romantic, you just do that right there. Yes, it might be corny and everything. It depends who you are. You gotta sip that cup of life with your fingers curled. Wait, right there. Like that. Like that. Like that, yes. Sip that cup of life. Like a tea, whatever. Like a teacup, or whatever. Anyways, wow, I'm drying up here. Insight. Lend insight to someone, advice sort of thing. And if someone doesn't want it, you don't have to give it to them. You just got to read. Yes, that's important. Read them, read the room. You can't just force something on them. But then again, you might be able to coax them, be able to invite them into what you're saying, into your advice. If you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about. It's like catching fish. You bait them with something that might interest them. Then you reel them in slowly. Give them some slack, then reel them in. And then you have them. But not in a way that is bad. It's the good kind of way. When they might hang on. When they might listen to you, they'll hang on every word you say. Advice. Insight. Giving insight. It works. Or I could go further, but we're running out of time, I think. Ideas. Oh, here we go. Believe it or not, no idea is, well, it is bad. Some ideas are bad, but most ideas are good. But how do you determine which one is which? Well, listen to these ideas. Just stop and listen to them. You might actually think that they're bad or good, but once you've listened to the ideas, have the person just show the idea, present it in a way that any way they try and any way they can. Try to see it through their shoes. Through their eyes, put yourself in their shoes. Try to understand them. Oh, and don't overthink it. Just go with it. Go with that flow, man. Ideas, huh? And if a person has idea and he wants to do it, or she wants to do it, well, why don't you ask them how it's done, try to let them explain. And if they can't explain it through words, actions are a lot better, believe me. And actions are actually, physical stuff, really. Actions speak louder than words, but words are more well, action speaks louder than words, but words, they just are stronger. They have a lot more powerful meaning. It's just gotta know how. Think about it. If you say something and someone actually believes it, that's like, okay, I got them. Now what? That's power, and you just didn't know how to use it. Words are powerful. They can be both weapons and shields. They can both be used for good and bad. They're just powerful. As a matter of fact, it's because of words that cause all kinds of bad and all kinds of good. The bad, wars, famines, in the past, all kinds of stuff, words spread from rumors and stuff like that. The good, well there, Sonny, I guess back in the day, words meant something because books and stuff, tell stories, proverbs, and other stuff to help us out, yes. Well, we had to do something with them boredom, yes. We had to make sure we didn't get bored. Only born people get bored. Yes, I guess so. And then them words that we said, we just said them. We just wanted to make sure. Yes, we did. Words helped out, including songs. Singing helps out. It heals. The songs is one of nature's greatest songs, greatest healing tools. Something like that. Yeah. And then books help keep children asleep and stuff like that. Yes. Words, they can help encourage people, keep going, and all sorts of stuff. They can make anyone good. But they can also make someone bad, yes. If you say something bad to someone, they're going to feel bad or do something bad, or they're just going to have bad. If you just say good something, if you say something good to someone, they might feel good, they might feel very good. It depends on what that is, yeah. They might do good. But it could go either way. People, human beings are a complicated species. We all are. We're complex. We're constructive and criticized. We criticize each other and so much more. All that springs from words. There's different types of bad ways to use words. Rumors. Yes, I said that again. I'm sorry. Misunderstanding, misinformation, all sorts of stuff is just not getting the right information, yes? Who knows? We might have made a mistake and we don't even notice it. We don't know it because we haven't tried to figure it out or get the source, from the very, very, very beginning. Stuff like that. Oh, and these videos are from continuing from the one on Facebook that I had sent. Hopefully you can find it. Hopefully. Good luck. I'm just being funny. I'm trying to be funny anyways. Okay. Where was I? Insight, ideas. Ideas spring from words. If you say something, it might be meaningful idea. Now, introduce. You got to introduce yourself and introduce someone else in introductions, and just introduce your feelings, your beliefs, like they were a physical person, like the words introduce is physical, like think about it. Or you can introduce your ideas on cooking or cleaning, just see what happens. But all this entails you got to keep an open mind. You got to listen to someone else's opinion, and they got to do the same. Relationships is not limited to romantic types. It's related to it's meant for anything and everything, for anyone. All the types. Dang, I should have put relationships in L. But that's basically what it is. Relationships. Relation. Relative. Related. Or relate. All those come together and make together. And just mean everything together. We're all family. We all bleed red. We all got a face or brain or fingers and stuff like that. We're all humans, are we? So what's stopping you from actually being human? Yourself. Not just each other. Yes, it's that too, but it's yourself too. fear is also stopping you from becoming yourself, from becoming you, what you're meant to be, what you can be. But it's best to be cautious, you know? Fear and caution are two different things. Fear can lead to caution, caution can lead to fear, but you can have one without the other if you choose. Choices, we'll get to that some other time. You know, the thing about choices. Interact. You know. Interest. Get interest in something. You know, get curious, get interesting. You know, you don't have to stand out in just like everybody else does. Stand out in your own version. Say, I am proud to stand out like this. You know? I am proud to be me. And dadgummit, I'm worthy of being me. And I'm worthy to be in this world. You know, from Halo, one of those movies. Exios, I think it went. That's what it was. I am worthy. So go ahead and prove yourself worthy. And if you want, you can choose to prove others worthy. At the same time, yourself. So, if you are worthy to live, to love, to laugh, then what's keeping you? To be continued to the next video.